Hey guys, Evan Laux here for Engine Builder Magazine. We are at the 2023 Ultimate Callout Challenge. Behind me is this really badass 6.7 Cummins engine, and it's your Diesel of the Week.
Engine Builder's Diesel of the Week is sponsored by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics.
So guys, I'm joined here by Paul Cato of Maverick Diesel. Paul, you've got a really cool engine here. It looks kick-ass, it looks really powerful, but you're not running it this weekend.
Right, yep. So this is a relatively new setup. The engine is not new. We've been running that since roughly mid-year 21. Last year we started to make some passes with it, ended up having a tappet failure that got into the actual bore of the block for the tappet guides. So we basically took the last year completely off and just did a whole revamp, completely redid everything, went from a stock computer to a Motec system. SNS and Andre are helping us with that. So that's pretty cool. The plan with the truck this weekend was to bring it out, kind of just show it off because it's done enough to bring it, and then Andre from SNS is actually going to hop in sometime this weekend, and we're going to get it started and running so that when we get back home this next week we can start testing. So we're kind of excited for that. We're going to start a little bit slow and ease into things. The truck's been 5.0. The goal is to go 480s or 490s. Currently we talk micro records, but we have, I believe, Pro Street Weight's second fastest 48 RE shifted truck, which is the transmission. The goal is to have the fastest one. That's basically where we're at with it.
And now we've actually featured this on Engine Builder Mag on our website
Correct.
a few years ago. You said 2021, but since then a lot's changed. Since last time you talked probably with our other editor, Greg Jones, what has been done to this particular engine?
Yep, so this is a filled 6.7 deck plate setup. It's got Wagler's deck plate setup. It has a Wagler cylinder head on it. It's 14 millimeter extra G race pump, and we just have a stock pump to help it. Since the original build, that's the base. GT55, it's an 88. And then we originally had non-intercooled with water injection. That worked, but it was a bit cumbersome. So we went back to an air-to-air, and we do all of our nitrous pre-intercooler. We have 3 stages of nitrous. They're calling it the tripler from Hammertech race cars. Basically, it's 3 Lightning 375 solenoids on his distribution block. And then we've got some really big jets we can run. It's -6 line down to each nozzle, which is huge. Dual wastegates keep boost under control. We still run between 100 and 115 pounds of boost, depending on how hard we're pushing the truck. We recently switched we have a fuel tank in the front now. It was in the rear, and we were having fuel supply issues. So we went to the front, we went to a Waterman pump. So that's all new. Fuel system wise, like I said, it was a 14 millimeter extra G race pump with a stock pump, 500% over extra G injectors. Yeah, it's a 47 RH, which is 47-48 platform on the transmission. Suncoast 4-speed full manual valve body with trans brake. We did the cage and all the fab work ourselves at Maverick Diesel. We wired it ourselves. It's a back half truck and a front half truck. We have about 4 feet of frame rail underneath the cab. And then the truck sits pretty low because we've actually body dropped it. When we built the chassis, we built it at factory height because we don't have enough room to lower it in the front with the axle, but I wanted it lower. So that's actually when we have the front clip on, which we will have it back on in the future, we actually have a pretty good size opening here because there's no room under the hood for the turbo and the intake and stuff.
Right.
So there's actually like a huge opening basically where all the exhaust and stuff is. But yeah, we're pretty excited to get it out, ready to make some passes. I own the truck. I used to race the truck. My media guy / wiring guy / do-it-all guy is gonna be driving it, Everett Martin. And the reasoning for that is there's so much going on when you drive the truck, and then to be the one that's tuning it and setting up the suspension and making sure everything works and then drive it. It's just that last piece of that puzzle makes it so hard to make the truck work. Being able to stand back and watch the truck work, and then if something needs changed, I've already seen it. I wasn't in the truck, I don't have to watch videos, I don't have to make changes. So we're pretty excited about it. Overall, I mean, solid build. I'd touch on the fact that it has been rebuilt a couple times since the initial build. Lenco Diesel does all of our engine rebuild for us on this now, as well as any machining that needs done. They do good work. We like Jeff over there at Lenco.
Yeah, we work with Jeff a lot. We featured a lot of his engine builds in our Diesel of the Week series.
Yep.
Do you know off the top of your head, you know, the machining work he's done to the
Yeah, so he recently, like I said, we talked about the tappet failure. He did machine for that. We had to bore them and sleeve them back to factory size. He has fixed the crank for us once. We spun a rod bearing. Let's see. This cylinder head he's gone through a couple times. We've been pretty hard on it. We've sent some valves through turbine housings and stuff. So not easy on stuff. But yeah, he did that. Just general rebuilds for us. The initial build though, however, was I sourced all the parts and built it myself, and that lasted for a while, but I'm not an engine builder, and when things mess up, it needs to go to a machine shop. So.
Yeah. Paul, the people who don't know Maverick Diesel, where are you guys out of? What do you do at the shop?
So we're out of Southern Illinois. We do high performance diesel builds. We are starting to get into some side-by-side stuff. We don't turn down cars. Basically anything general fabrication and performance is kind of our thing. We have a chassis dyno. We do tuning on race truck applications, stuff like that. So basically a race shop for diesels. That's what we do. Yep.
We got a great engine here. Paul, is there anything we missed? I know we talked about the kind of unique nitrous setup here.
Yep.
Anything else about the engine?
I'm sure, I mean, I could go on for days about it, but
yeah.
I think that's the general gist. There's a lot to it. I think if there's anything not about the engine that's pretty neat that most people don't see is we do have a rack and pinion that's axle mounted. It has a axle mounted rack and pinion, and then we have a slip joint in our steering shaft. That gets rid of torque steer, makes the truck easier to drive. I also have I run the power steering. I have a Mini Cooper power steering pump.
Really?
Yep, it's an electric power steering pump off of a 2008 Mini Cooper, and then we just have a momentary switch that fires it on, and then it runs to, so cool thing about that is we blow the engine up enough, because we're hard on things, that when we tow it back, I still have power steering.
Right, perfect. Well, Paul, thanks again.
Yes, sir.
You've got a really cool 6.7 Cummins here. And guys, if you're curious what's going on over at Maverick Diesel, make sure you give them a follow and check out their website. And also follow Engine Builder Mag for some more really great diesel content. Thanks for watching, guys.